My friends, let's do a love reading. We're going to do a you and them. I treated myself to a new animal deck because I have multiple animal decks, but I use that other one like it's going out of style. I probably will still, now that I'm mentioning it, I still have to use that other deck. Yeah, we'll get that deck too. But I'm going to do a you and them. So I'm going to look at your energy and your person's energy, and then we're going to see what's going on here. So I'm going to start off with this deck, which it's called Untamed Animal Spirit. Untamed Spirit Animal Oracle. Dyslexic. And we're going to see what energy the two of you are in. So let's have a look. Where do I want to put this? Why am I telling you this? Once I get my home renovations figured out, I'm going to invest in a better shelf where I can put all my tarot cards, because I know you can't see it, but right now, the space that I have to work in right here, like I'm surrounded by tarot cards and I can barely, like I have no elbow room even. So once all that gets figured out, I'm going to get a bigger shelf to put my tarot cards on so that I can have more elbow room here when I'm doing these readings. But anyway, so let's get into your reading, you and them. Oh no, stop. What? The very first card I cut open to is the Swan. So you could be counterparts with the Swan. That's very twin flame. That's very twin flame with the Swan. And it talks about self-love. So it could be that this connection was meant to teach you self-love. You could be focusing on your self-love right now. I was going to begin with you, but we'll see what else comes out. We have the Swallow, Hope and Harmony. So you could be trying to, hold out hope for this person. Or maybe, something happened that's renewed your hope in this connection. Maybe now that you're loving on yourself a little more, you have more hope. And we have imbalance. So we have Anaconda. So there could have been an imbalance in this connection, which is very common with counterpart connections with twin flames. Because, usually the feminine is lacking self-love and then they overgive. Anyway, it's a whole thing. There. So let's cut the deck and we're going to get you and them. We have the Peacock. We have Beauty and Completeness. This is so counterpart right away. This is very counterpart right away. Interesting. So let's see what energy you're in. So show me the viewer's energy, please, Spirit. Show me. Yes. Yes. Did you see that? Listen, did you see that? My goodness, my friends. The tiger. Sorry. That's divine feminine energy right there. The tiger. That is beautiful. Not putting your energy into situations and things won't provide or return the energy. That is beautiful. And you guys know that whenever I see a tiger, I mention that's divine feminine energy. We have willpower. And what's interesting is someone who struggles with addictions. I really struggle with it. I was thinking about how sometimes on the counterpart journey, I was thinking about this earlier, that it can almost feel like an addiction. Like it can almost feel like an addiction. I'm not talking about trauma bonding. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about that energy of longing for them, not being able to let them go. It reminds me of, like, I hate to compare it to alcoholism, but I'm a recovering alcoholic, but I know that I'll always have a problem with it. Like I'll never be able to drink without it becoming a problem. Anyway, so we do have willpower here with Tiger. So you could be, focusing on your willpower right now. Maybe you're trying not to chase them, divine feminine energy. Maybe you're trying to have the willpower to not reach out, to not chase them. Because like I said, for the feminine, it can almost feel like uncontrollable chasing, the willpower, you could be you know, trying to, you could be having to exercise your willpower or whatever when it comes to things that you're trying to give up in your life or change. But that is beautiful, my friend. That is your energy, the tiger, willpower. So what is that? Fire? That's got to be fire, right? Yes, yes it is. I do not fear darkness, thick vegetation, the call of adventures, or unfamiliar beings. My whole body is focused and full of fire. From my head to my tail, my willpower urges me on. Alone, untamable, uncontested, I am on the hunt. A divine feminine on the hunt. What are you hunting? Are you hunting yourself a divine masculine? I'm not making fun of you. I'm just trying to make fun of the situation. I'm trying to shed light on the situation. Because if you're not laughing, you're going to cry, right? So, let me see if there's anything I want to tell you about this. The tiger is a great symbol of hunting. It teaches us when to move, when to wait, when to act without reservation, and how to mimic the colors of vegetation. It suggests intensity, an awareness of one's potential. Yes, you know your potential. And if you don't, then you should know your potential. And self-fulfillment. Having the tiger as a guide means learning to balance the light and dark, just like the stripes on its bodies, to discipline aggression and an errant nature in order to pursue success with determination. So you could also be going after some of your passions here. Maybe you're going after a creative passion. Maybe you're going after your soul's mission. Take it as it resonates. Beautiful. I love it. I love it for you. Love it. So now I'm going to get a card from this deck. Because why not? Let's get a card from this deck for you. The tiger. I love that that came out. I didn't even have to shuffle that. That just came flying out. So show me the viewer's energy. Show me the viewer's energy. We have like, that's very Empress energy too, actually. So let's see the viewer's energy. We have the Firefly, so you must be focused on passions here. You must be feeling inspired to take action towards something, and I'm not talking about your divine masculine. Maybe you are. Maybe you're maybe you're feeling inspired to like pick up the phone or chase them or whatever, and you're trying not to with that tiger card. You're trying to have willpower. But this could also be that you're feeling a little hit of inspiration with you, like, I could do that. Like maybe you're seeing someone online live in their creative whatever. The words aren't wording today. Maybe you're watching someone like online, like for example, someone like me, and that little firefly within you is like, you could do that. You could do that. You could do that. You could go after your dreams. It's like little sparks of intuition when it comes to your own passion is what I'm hearing. So take that as it resonates. That's what we have for you. And let's get your person's energy. I'm going to have to shuffle the deck again. We have the pelican, which is love. Again, we're switching over to your person. So let's see what energy the person, your swan again, mirroring. Let's get over to your person's energy. So let's cut the deck. We have the fox. So this person could be working on some of their Seven of Swords behavior. It also talks about reactivity. So this person could be, working on their reactions, I'm hearing. Take that as it resonates. So let's see, the person you're connected to, what is their energy? We have the bee, and I'm feeling called to take one more if one more comes out. We have the owl, silence. Oh, this is great. This is great. This is great news. Pelican is there again. Love. So your person's current energy, we have the spider, we have the owl, and we have the bee. So let's talk about what this means. For the owl, we have vision and silence. So this is someone who, could be watching you. It feels like they're being very silent with you right now, though, with the owl. They could be they could actually be sitting in silence trying to hear their intuition is what I'm hearing. Tap into that inner wisdom, into that high priestess energy. Let's look at the book as well, wherever I threw that book. The owl, which should be air. The owl. I am the silent flight, the eye of the night, and the intelligence of the hunter. I hunt spirits and ideas. I carry a promise of a future toward the coming day. I have a pact between myself and the wisdom of light. The owl does not fear challenges. Interesting. So your person could be overcoming challenges and obstacles in their life right now. Again, very silent, very silent. With the bee, your person could be busy. I'm so lame, but I love it. Your person could be, I can't unhear it now. Your person could be busy working on their career right now. Just the bee always gives me career pentacle energy. So your person, maybe they're watching you while you work. Maybe they're watching you dedicate yourself to your job. But this feels to me like your person is focusing on their responsibilities, focusing on what they can control. What was the other thing? Dedication and responsibility. So focusing on dedicating themselves to their responsibilities in their life. So maybe that involves children, maybe that involves family, maybe that involves their job. Take it as it resonates. And this could be why they're, so silent with you. It also gives me the energy, like if you're dealing with a counterpart, that, their higher self, their inner wisdom is committed to, like they're dedicated to this, to doing the work they need to do in order to come back to be with you. And again, I'm talking about counterparts right now. And counterparts, I can remember when I used to do readings and I'd be like, well, I'm going to talk about counterparts and it may sound really weird to you. And now that's all I channel. On the bottom, we have the spider, connection, and shadow. So this person is working on their shadows right now. They're connecting to their shadows. And I always say connecting to your shadows empowers you. And maybe this person was like, with that fox card, maybe they were afraid to face their shadows. Maybe they were afraid to look at their shadows. Maybe they denied looking at their shadows. I was talking on Instagram, I think. I got this Sacred Wounding deck from Etsy, and it's all about shadows. And at first, when I first got it, my inner woundings that are unhealed, my devil energy within me immediately was like, that deck is scary. Like it was almost resisting looking at that deck. So you could have been dealing with someone who is resisting their showers. Maybe your person doesn't like to shower. That's actually a thing that ADHD people struggle with. So don't make fun. It's a whole process. Anyway, I don't know why I'm talking about that. Maybe your person has ADHD. But yeah, they're connecting to their shadows. I'm feeling very called to get that little deck. Sacred Woundings. I want to see. I will get it in a minute. I want to see what woundings they're connecting to or what woundings they have that they need to connect to. So this silence is meant to help them take time to connect to these shadows. Maybe that's why they're being silent with you right now. Anyway, that's your person's energy. And I'm going to get one of these. So I'll have to reshuffle. That's how I get the energy going through the deck. Okay. I am attracting success in all areas. The peacock. I am attracting success in all areas. That's your affirmation. In all areas, not just in love. That's the thing. We need to... This person can't be your only wish fulfillment. You need to have more wishes than just that. So did I cut it? No, I didn't. Let's cut it. We have the crow tapping into their intuition. Psychic ability, telepathy. Anyway, let's see your person's energy. So show me this. What's happening? We have frog, which I wasn't going to take it, but did you see that? I wasn't going to take it. But Spirit said, nope, you're taking it. Your person's going through a bunch right now, which is probably why they're being so silent with you. And again, fight the urge to reach out to them because they are going through it right now in the best possible way. And I don't mean that they're having parties and they're doing great. I mean, this is someone who's breaking down. This is someone who's like the goo of the cocoon stage. They're in the goo stage. And if you reach out now, it may stop that. It may take them back into that caterpillar energy. This is someone going through a rebirth with the frog. And the cards, oh my gosh. Your person is going through it. Look at this. This is what came out for them. We've got all of this happening. So we've got the black egg. Like I said, this person's, the past version of this person is dissolving. This person is looking at their shadows, just like that spider was talking about. This person looking at their shadows, it's actually empowering them. It's helping them step into their highest potential is what I'm hearing. It also, I believe this one talks about a truth that we can only hear when it's quiet. And that owl talked about that too. So it does feel like this person is being silent with you right now. We have the cosmic egg. And this is the energy of awakening, you know? And that's what your person is in right now. They're awakening. They're going through this amazing transformation. And you need to let it happen is what I'm hearing. Again, if you reach out now, you may delay this transformation. That's why readers will tell you don't reach out. Because you could create more resistance. This is also the energy of someone who is no longer making excuses. So if this is someone who made a lot of excuses in the past or told lies, things like that, there's no room for it with the cosmic egg. All of that is being stripped away from them. We have the oyster, which means this person is going through an amazing transformation. This pearl is forming right now. But right now they're closed off to you. They're closed away. They're isolating. They're working on themselves. You know, maybe only that B card, so they could only be, you know, coming out of this isolation to work or to take care of their children or pay their bills, their responsibilities. Otherwise, they're dedicated to this, is what I'm hearing, this transformation. And again, something beautiful is being formed. Even though this person seems to be shutting themselves away from you, you can see the light, you know, as this person goes within and heals their shadows, something beautiful is happening. And then we have the snake. So another card of transformation that possibly you can't see or they're holding back from you. Like they're going through this, but they're keeping it from you is what I'm hearing. The only card I want to look at is the snake. Guardian of unawakened magic. So this person is going through an awakening. This snake energy hit them. And now remember the cosmic egg with the snake around it. They can't run from this anymore. They can't hide from this awakening. It's here, is what I'm hearing. When out of balance, starts and stops many things. And that's what I mean. It feels like right now this person is trying to focus on this awakening, focus on this transformation. This is talking about unawakened potential. So this person is tapping into their highest potential. What did I say? So that's a lot. And then on top of it all, Spirit wanted me to take the frog card as well. So they're really going through it right now. They're going through an amazing, important, needed transformation. And again, if you're feeling inspired to reach out to them, remember your willpower. Remember your willpower. Be that tiger. Be that tiger. I just heard, be the tiger. Be the tiger. I am valuable and worthy of acceptance. As I was talking about you being the tiger. You are worthy and you are valuable and worthy of acceptance. That's your affirmation that just popped down. So I want to look at your person's woundings. So if your devil energy is uncomfortable right now, it may be because I'm about to like pick at a little wound you have, an unhealed wound. But I'm going to get this deck And take these messages as they resonate. This could be your wounding, or it could be your person's wounding. I just want to look at some of the, it's just, I already did a reading. I did 2 readings with this deck, and it's just been absolutely magical. But one of them that came out talked about soul contracts, and that's exactly what I was actually talking about soul contracts when that card came flying out. And about how, especially in a counterpart connection, there's different layers of wounding that you are working through and they are working through. So I want to look at some of these layers of wounding. And again, this Sacred Wounding card, I got it off of Etsy, is, for me, part of what I do is I talk about these wounds because they stem from somewhere. They don't just, a person isn't, you know, bad or manipulative, in my opinion, for no reason. It comes from somewhere. A person doesn't run from love for no reason. A person doesn't overgive to a connection because they're clingy. Like, it comes from somewhere. It comes from some type of wounding. So we're going to look at the wounding in this connection. And again, take it how it resonates, you know, like if it's not your wound and you're not feeling me triggering that wound, then it's their wound. And it could be a wound that you're not even aware of. But when I talk about, this one says needing to address a victimhood mindset. So like, and then it tells you how it may appear when someone has a victimhood mindset, how that may appear, how that may look if you're dealing with that person. So let's have a look. Oh my gosh, I can't shuffle these. I just want to like cut them a few times because I'm having a hard time shuffling them. So again, this may be your wound, this may be their wound. You'll know. Like, if you, either you're aware of this wound and you're healing it and you're like, oh yeah, that's me. Or it's going to trigger something within you. And if you're feeling triggered, it means I'm triggering that wound within you. So get ready. And if it's not doing any of those things, then it's connected to them. And like I said, this person may have wounding that you're not aware of. But when I read how it makes this person show up, you may be like, oh yeah, that is my person. So let's see what woundings, what layers of wounding are within this connection between these two individuals. Spirit, what woundings are between these two individuals? I don't know if that's a coincidence or not. So we have abandonment wounds, which could have to do with both of you. Both of you could struggle with abandonment wounds. Will show up as a deep fear of being left behind, rejected, and unloved. So if that person did this to you and it triggered those wounds within you, that's what their soul contract, that's what they were meant to do. They were meant to trigger that wound within you. And that's a common wound for divine feminines. So a deep fear of being left behind, rejected, or unloved, often triggering feelings of insecurity and loneliness. This may manifest as clinginess. Didn't I just say about something about being clingy or overgiving or something? Difficulty trusting others or a tendency to push people away. So you both could have this wound. It feels like this is a wound that triggers that layer of the chaser and runner dynamic. Or a tendency to push people away before they have a chance to leave. That's insane, because I said, it's not insane, but I said during my zodiac readings that I mentioned abandonment wounds and how it can appear in relationships. And I even said I used myself as an example, and I used the example of up until 3 years ago, I would push people away or break up with them because I had a fear of abandonment. And I didn't even realize I was doing it. It made sense in my trauma-filled mind. I don't know. Stemming from past experience of neglect, loss, or emotional withdrawal. So if your person emotionally withdrew from you, maybe they had a fear of abandonment. Again, I'm not here to make excuses for anyone. I'm here to try and get you to understand the deeper levels of these connections and why this person is in your life and why you came together, and that it's not just black and white, you know? Anyway, so I feel like that's very symbolic for somebody here. We have needing to heal despair wound. Will show up as a sense of hopelessness, deep sadness, or feeling stuck in a cycle, a cycle or suffering. I was trying to combine those two words. A cycle. A cycle is a cycle of suffering. A cycle. Don't get yourself in a cycle. It may manifest as the inability to find joy or purpose, a persistent feeling of emptiness, or a belief that change is impossible, often rooted in unresolved emotional pain or trauma. So again, all of the ways that people behave, the triggers they have, it all comes from these wounds. And that's why I'm so passionate about what I do, because imagine if we can all start healing these wounds, they're not going to be passed on to our children. Anyway, that's why I'm so passionate about it. Address wounds of anger and resentment. Will show up as holding on to grudges, frequent irritability or bursts of anger, often what the? My brain hurts trying to read that. Disproportionate. There we go. Disproportionate to the situation. These wounds are often rooted in past injustices, feelings of betrayal, or unmet expectations, and can manifest as a lingering bitterness that prevents healing and moving forward. So maybe your person or you struggled with anger and resentment. We have attachment wounds. Oh my gosh, which is that's a layer that twin flames trigger within each other, are attachment wounds. Even if you've never had attachment wounds before or attachment problems, this person probably triggered that within you. Will show up as difficulties forming secure, trusting relationships, or a fear of abandonment and rejection. They may manifest as emotional distance, clinginess, codependency, or an inability to fully open up and connect with others due to past experiences of neglect or inconsistent care. Again, do you see they all stem from somewhere? It's not just that if they wanted to, they would, or that person's just a jerk. Or you're just clingy, or you're just desperate, or you're just delusional, or you're just trauma bonded. Anyway, we have the gaslighting wound. Needing to address a gaslighting wound. So this person could have been gaslit as a child and then learned behavior. Will show up as a persistent feeling of confusion, self-doubt, and a distorted sense of reality. And this person could have gaslit you, is what I'm hearing. This person could have gaslit you. Often after being manipulated into questioning your perceptions and experiences. This wound manifests as insecurity, anxiety, and a lack of trust in your own judgment. So this person could have done that to you, or this person could have had that done to them. Again, I don't want to repeat myself, but again, I'm not here to make excuses for anyone. I'm trying to get you to see the layers, that it's not just black and white. There's many layers. There's many hues of gray is what I'm hearing. Anyway, I want to get two more. One. Two. Yesterday when I got this deck, I was like, again, my lower vibrational energy way deep down inside of me was like looking at the deck like, I'm scared of that deck. That deck is going to trigger me. Lack of purpose, needing to address a lack of purpose, will show up as feelings of emptiness, confusion, and disconnection from your inner self. You may struggle to find motivation, feel aimless or lost, or long for meaning or fulfillment. This disconnect can leave you questioning your direction in life, unsure of where you're headed, and craving a deeper sense of significance or belonging. And we have unresolved grief. Will show up as persistent feelings of sorrow, loss, or emotional numbness. Even, it cut me off. I think I did another YouTube reading with this deck, and I think this came out for that reading as well, so you may resonate with that one. So loss. It may manifest as difficulty moving forward, sudden emotional outbursts, or a sense of being stuck in the past, with the pain of loss preventing you from fully engaging with the present moment or finding peace. And I mentioned yesterday that when you avoid your emotions, they just become bigger inside of you, and maybe, the littlest thing could set off those emotions. Like, I can think of times where I suppressed emotions and then I I have a good one. I was suppressing emotions about something, and then I came across a video on Instagram about a healer who uses a horse or uses horses to heal in the forest. So she puts her client on, like, it looks like a massage table, and then she's helping them. What was it that she was doing? I can't remember what she was doing, whether it was Reiki or something else. But her horses got involved, and the horses would, like, come close to the person and, like, put their head on the person. And I was like suppressing all this grief, and all of a sudden I was crying and bawling over this Instagram video about a horse because I was suppressing something else. So anyway, take it as it resonates, my friends. I felt called to get that deck, though, and I'm glad I did. So let's continue on with this reading. So what deck do I was going to use the winter pasture deck for you. And I did another reading recently. I bought the spring one that goes, it's very similar. I bought the spring one, but today I felt like using the winter one. So let's look at your energy and your person's energy. I don't know why I'm laughing. What are you? We have a surprise card. Nope. What the heck is happening here? For some reason, I had the deck put together wrong. I think that's what was happening. There we go. These decks are a little hard to shuffle until they get broken in. That's my only complaint. And that's not really even worth complaining about. We have the moon, divine feminine energy. So it looks like there's a lot of shadow work happening right here, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of things going on that you can't see, hidden forces at work. Oh, look, it matches my shirt. So let's look at your energy. Look, we have divine feminine energy, the moon, and then we have the Eight of Pentacles. So you could be focusing on like your hobbies or starting your own business, but we'll actually get into it here. So show me this tiger's current energy. Yeah. Yes. So we have the Queen of Cups and Temperance. That's beautiful, my friend. So maybe right now you're reevaluating who you give your time and energy to and your love to, With that Temperance card, it's about reevaluating, where you give your energy, where you prioritize your energy and your time. With Temperance, you could be trying to be very patient. I know it's hard. You could be trying to trust in divine timing. I know it's hard. With the Queen of Cups, very focused on self-love, giving to yourself. There's also, the fact that we have the Queen of Cups here, and we've mentioned overgiving and clinginess and things like that. The fact that you look like you're a divine feminine, those are things you could have struggled with. You could also be helping to heal others in some way, or stepping into your purpose as a healer. Take it as it resonates. But very focused on self-love. And again, like I said with the tiger's not going to give time and energy to something that's not going to reciprocate it. So yeah, you're just focused on your own cup there. And that's what I like to see. I mean, ultimately, I want to see you with this person eventually, once you've both done the healing and are able to come back together. But I love to see self-love. I love it. So that's you. Beautiful. And then Temperance, like I said, maybe reevaluating who you give your love to, because it feels like you have a lot of love to give. Take that as it resonates. For some of you, the fact that we have the Ten of Wands on the bottom, I have to mention it now. You could have burned yourself out trying to love this person. That's what happens when a connection is imbalanced. and you're giving more than you're receiving, it has an effect on you emotionally, and it is emotional burnout. So you end up feeling drained of your energy. You end up feeling resentful. You end up feeling, actually we had resentment come out, didn't we, in the wounding? So anyway, you end up burning yourself out emotionally. So it feels like, you're really focusing on yourself right now. Again, I really like to see it. I really love that. Let's do your person's energy. So show me, I'm going to look at the spider while I do this. So show me your person's energy. So we have the Tower. So your person could be going through some sort of, well, that's what I like to see too. Page of Swords. This is someone who's learning about themselves and maybe learning about their own instabilities with the Tower. The Tower, I like to see it. So many people fear that Tower, but the Tower breaks up stagnant energy. And you can see how much is going on in your person's energy with the animal cards. It feels like they've been through some sort of wake-up call, the Tower, and it's causing them to realign themselves on their highest path. It's causing them to learn about themselves. The Page of Swords is about learning. Maybe you're dating a student. But this is someone who's learning about themselves, their own shadow. They're connecting to their shadows. Remember that. And that gives you power. And you know what? The fact that I was avoiding that deck yesterday, that kind of explains that energy where some people are very hesitant to look at their shadows. And when someone says, hey, here's a shadow, they get really defensive. And they're like, that's not me. I don't have that. No. And they deny looking at themselves. They deny taking accountability. This is someone who's starting to connect to their shadows, and that empowers them is what I'm hearing. We also have the Five of Swords in reverse. So it feels like this person could be learning about their own self-sabotaging behaviors. They could be learning about what they contributed to this that created that Tower moment between the two of you. The Tower moment, I distracted myself. The Tower, I like to see the Tower because the Tower breaks up stagnant energy. So for example, if this person was unwilling to learn about themselves and unwilling to look at their shadows, enter a Tower where they have no choice but to face them. The Tower creates change. The Tower is anything that doesn't align with this person's the highest version of this person needs to go. That's what the Tower is. So anything that doesn't align with their higher self needs to go, and it's going, is what I'm hearing. But there's something here about this person learning about their own self-sabotaging tendencies. And again, your ego, or this person's ego, will say, I don't self-sabotage. That's not me. We all self-sabotage. We all do it. I don't know anybody who hasn't self-sabotaged before. Like, you can self-sabotage in the smallest of ways. Like, for example, if you feel, I'll just use friendship as an example. If you have a friendship and something feels off and you know that that friendship isn't serving your highest good and you know it, but you continue to hang on to that friendship because for whatever reason you're going to hang on to it or you want to hang on to it, you're self-sabotaging because you already know that it's not aligned with you. Anyway. Whenever I start these readings, I'm like, what could I possibly talk about? And then Spirit just gives it all to me. So we have regret here, Five of Swords in reverse. So this person feeling regret, this breakup has caused them to, if you even had a connection where you could break up, like for some of you, maybe you weren't even in a connection where you could break up because maybe you were never a thing. So I'm just going to read the bottom part to you because this is about your person. This card can show up when this person is feeling unfocused in their energy or is not making progress despite their constant efforts. This person is encouraged to be patient with themselves and focused on taking small, consistent steps in the direction they are hoping to go forward. So this person, the Page of Swords, taking small, consistent steps about learning about themselves. And it also talks about reconciliation. So this person has reconciliation on their mind. They have you on their mind. Regret and remorse is coming through with the Five of Swords in reverse. So they're, they're learning that they do regret self-sabotaging this connection. They have remorse over whatever they did to you. Sometimes people need to learn that too. Like there's so many, it's just not black and white. Anyway, I just want to say thank you to those of you who left me a nice comment after I had my own reaction to my haters the other day. Somebody was like, I can't believe you have haters. Believe it. Someone who shines their light, of course I'm going to have haters. The thing that upset me was someone said I was harming people. And that really upset me because I'm not here to harm anyone. I'm here to, again, try and bring awareness to all these complicated layers that we're looking at here. Anyway, I'm not even going to talk about that anymore. I'm trying willpower, the tiger. I am trying not to let the comments get to me. I'm trying, but it's hard. It is hard. So let's see how you're currently feeling about this person. We have the Page of Cups, my friend, and the Page of Pentacles. So it feels like, you would like a fresh start with this person. You do see this person as someone who needs to work on themselves, who needs to grow. With the Page of Cups, it feels like you believe, you have a dream that this person, I just heard that, that clip of that kid? Have you ever had a dream where he's trying to speak? Sometimes that's how I feel when I try and speak. Anyway, it feels like to me, for how you feel about this person, you do have this wish, this dream that they can heal and grow. I feel like you believe they can do it deep down, even though sometimes your brain might tell you otherwise, or your monkey mind might tell you otherwise. It feels like you do have a very intuitive connection with this person, or you have this intuitive knowing that there's supposed to be more. The Page of Cups, this person also could have been instrumental in your own spiritual journey. Like it could have been because of this connection that you started tapping into your own spirituality, learning how to trust your intuition. It could also be that you're taking some sort of course or putting yourself on a path to helping others because of this connection. Take that as it resonates. But that Page of Cups always gives me like, believe in the impossible. And I feel like you believe that this person can change, like deep down. Even though, again, sometimes your ego might tell you otherwise. Let's see how this person is feeling about you. We have, oh dear. Well, we have 8-8 here, so the 8-8 portal could be symbolic. August could be symbolic, August 8th specifically. We have the 8 of Cups in reverse, missed opportunity, like unable to leave the past behind. This person is unable to forget about you. They're unable to walk away from this. And I feel like for some of you, they tried to walk away from this, but they can't let go of your energy. It's also the energy of wanting to come back. It's that boomerang. So it's like this person wants to come back, but they're trapped. And you know what's interesting is we had that victim mindset card come out in the Sacred Woundings. I wish I would have taken it now, because it looks like your person is in a bit of a victim mindset when it comes to this connection. They're feeling like they want to come back towards you, but they're stuck. There's something stopping them. And I feel like part of it could be energetically. They could be being stopped from coming towards you until they heal some of these wounds, until they learn more about their own trauma. Trauma is keeping them stuck here with the 8 of Swords. It's like they want to come back, but something stops them. And it feels like trauma. It feels like victim mindset. Like, I'm almost hearing it in my brain, like, oh, well, I could go back, but I hurt them. They probably won't forgive me. They're probably not interested. I'm seeing someone like, I want to go back to that person, and then here's a list of excuses why I shouldn't, Like they're trapping themselves. This is self-imposed. Anyway, this person is very in their head about you. They're overthinking about you. It's clear they haven't let you go. Like they haven't let you go. They haven't gotten over you. For how they're feeling about you. Again, we have 2 8s, which I find interesting. Look, trapped, powerless. They feel powerless when it comes to coming back towards you. And again, I know how energy works. And if this person is full of trauma and would just hurt you, then their higher self is not going to let them come back towards you, is what I'm hearing. What am I even looking at? The cups. Where are you, cups? I just wanted to... This card encourages this person to take the leap of faith and come towards you. The Eight of Cups in reverse. So it's like they feel like they want to take a leap of faith and come back towards you, but something stops them. Perhaps victim mindset. Oh, now I gotta, you know what? I'm going to do you a favor and I'm going to pause this while I find this card. Hang on. So it took me forever to find it. I'm glad I paused it. While I was looking for it, I found one about the Eight of Cups can be fear of change. So I saw one about fear of change, so I grabbed that too for your person, just so that you can understand. Because if they wanted to, they would, is not accurate. Needing to address victimhood mindset, and that's your person is in victimhood right now. Will show up as a tendency to view yourself as powerless or constantly at the mercy of external circumstances, often feeling like life is happening to you rather than for you. So this could have been someone who for a while, the universe was trying to teach them lessons, tower after tower after tower. And they could have been like, why does the universe hate me? Why is the universe out to get me? Why does nothing ever go right for me? When really the universe was just trying to show this person the way. It may manifest as chronic feelings of helplessness, blame, or resentment. So this person could have blamed you for things instead of taking accountability. They could have resented you for things because of this victimhood mindset. Preventing personal growth and the ability to take responsibility for your own actions and choices. And then needing to address a fear of change, which I feel like maybe your person struggles with. Will show up as resistance or anxiety towards new experiences, often rooted in past instability of the unknown. It may manifest as a fear of loss, doubt in your ability to adapt, or a desire to stay in your comfort zone, urging you to embrace transformation and trust in your capacity for growth and resilience. So, again, I think that's your person. But yeah, we have the Hermit. So something you said to them or just being connected to you is causing this person to reflect and to become more self-aware and to get out of this self-imposed prison and to look at these traumas for how they feel about you. You know, they see you as someone who's been working on yourself. Maybe you've isolated yourself from this person. Maybe you've gone within, you know. I want to get another one for how they feel about you. We have the Knight of Wands. So again, you could have triggered that layer of running energy within them. This is also an energy of like sudden action. 10 of Cups. Look, they saw you as their happiness, and there's that deck will show you there's so many people, there's so many reasons why so many people, because of wounding, will run away from this. They'll run away from it. They'll push it away. I said, like myself, I used to break up with people because I had a fear of abandonment. Well, I'm going to leave you before you can leave me. Doesn't make logical sense. Made sense at the time to me. Made total sense to me. I justified, like I was like, yeah, makes sense. I was right to do that. I was right to break up with them. Anyway, let's get one more. We have the Knight of Cups. So this person wants to rekindle things with you. They feel this intuitive connection with you, even if it doesn't make logical sense to them. All right, so I'm going to look at their intentions. Let's look at this person's, we'll look at intentions and actions. How about that? Intentions and actions. We've got two there. We've got the Seven of Pentacles. So that's the energy of, I want to invest in that, but I'm going to wait for the right moment. Like, We have the Seven of Swords in reverse. Amazing. So their intentions and actions are to stop running and to face themselves, to make amends, to apologize. We have the Queen of Swords. So this person's intentions and actions are to be honest with you, to be authentic with you, to no longer hide. Like this person maybe was afraid to be their authentic self or to really open up to you. You know, this person wants to speak their truth to you with the Queen of Swords. And again, when they're ready, Seven of Pentacles. It's like they're going to invest in this in time, when they're ready. This is someone like almost waiting for the green light from their higher self is what I'm hearing. What's underneath you? We have the Emperor. No way! I told you, in time. It's like they're waiting for their higher self. Not that the Emperor is your higher self, but I'm talking, the Emperor is the, if we're talking about counterparts, the Emperor is the highest version of this person, divine masculine, who will take action no matter what, who will take control of the situation no matter what, whether they don't fear rejection, they don't fear taking action. And that's why I think it's interesting that I said in time. They got to get into that divine masculine energy, you know, just like you should know if you're a divine feminine, you can't just snap your fingers and be a divine feminine. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of patience, a lot of dedication. Anyway. So yeah, that's what we're seeing. So what can you work on to help this connection? What can you focus on to help this connection energetically? And I'm not saying that you have to help this person. The way that people twist my words is insane. The Magician. So manifest it. You know, I was talking about in another reading, if you have not looked up Law of Assumption, look up Law of Assumption. I looked it up this morning. I mean, I've researched it before, but for some reason I felt really called to just Google Law of Assumption. And it's, you create your own reality. So if you're watching a tarot reading that talks all about union and healing and things like that, essentially you are painting that picture for yourself, Law of Assumption. You're taking that message for yourself and you're helping it to paint a picture for your future. That's why readers will say, if you don't like what you're hearing, turn this off. I saw someone on social media was like, these tarot readers have me feeling like I'm delusional again. And I was like, oh, great. Like my higher self was like, don't look at the comments. Don't look at the comments. Don't look at the comments. But that devil energy, I was so tempted. I was so tempted to look at the comments. And I was actually I was happily surprised that a lot of people in the comment section were talking about, but they're actually helping you manifest what you actually want. Look up Law of Assumption. So I saw like hundreds of people mention Law of Assumption. So again, if you're hearing a reading about love and union, that's actually helping you. If you're going to sit here and listen to it, it's actually helping you manifest that into your reality. You're painting that picture. You can manifest whatever you want here. If you don't want this person, manifest them away. You could watch. I'm so impressed. I mentioned this reader that talks about Law of Assumption all the time, and one of you knew exactly who I meant, and I was like, yeah, because I don't know her name. Is it Telsey? Telsey? I don't know how to pronounce it. But if you don't want this person because they're too damaged or whatever you think about them, then don't watch readings about them. Change your narrative, change your story. Anyway, how can you help this person? Get busy working on your elements. Work on all of your elements. Manifest it. The power of belief, believe in your manifestations. If you don't believe this person will ever change, they won't. If you don't believe you'll ever be together, you won't, is what I'm hearing. The other thing, very important here, we have the King of Swords, and that's about high standards in love. So having healthy boundaries, having high standards for love. You're not going to put up with this stuff. You're not going to put up with gaslighting. You're not going to put up with breadcrumbing. You're not going to put up with bad behavior. Have high standards. And one of the things that the feminines struggle with is, well, if I have too high of standards, this person won't want to be with me. Have those high standards. King of Swords. Also, controlled emotions. So I'm not saying, I hate the idea of controlling your emotions. Like, you know, when someone's crying and you're like, well, my parents, suck it up. Suck it up. I'll give you something to cry about. I don't like that type of controlling emotions, but don't let this person trigger you, you know? If they do talk to you or they reach out or whatever, don't let them trigger you, is what I'm hearing. And 10 of Cups, work on your own healing. You cannot be emotionally fulfilled by another person. Maybe temporarily you can. I've seen it in the reality love shows that I watch. I've experienced it. Where, oh, that person, they make me so happy. I feel so fulfilled. It's what I was missing in my life. That is not, it doesn't stay. It doesn't last, that feeling, unless you have that within yourself. So what can you do? Work on your own healing. Work on your own inner wounding, inner healing, 10 of Cups. Have your high standards. I want this. I want emotional fulfillment. I want I want a healed connection. That's what you're manifesting. Have your high standards. Let this person rise to the occasion is what I'm hearing. Anyway, you can also surrender. How can you help this connection? If you're a divine feminine who's still, is this real? Isn't it? Can they heal? Can't they? Am I just delusional? Nah. All that chatter. I've heard that in order to come into union, you have to surrender. You have to believe, you know? So surrender that fear that you're delusional. Surrender the fear that this is all BS and none of it's true. And just let go of control is what I'm hearing. So that's what you can do to help this connection. Okay, my friend? All right. So I don't even think I'm going to get anything else for you except maybe a few channeled messages, because I don't even know how long this was. Again, I lose all track of time in these readings. Oh dear, I'm feeling called to that True Love Oracle deck over there. It's looking at me. I'm going to get it. I just want to see what comes out. Even though I don't always agree with the messages in this deck. Some of them are like, they seem a little old-fashioned and like, I don't know. Gender, the garden. Work on your own garden. That's what, you know what? That's exactly what you needed to hear. Instead of looking around thinking like, maybe that person's garden is better. Maybe that person's garden is better. Maybe if I go build a garden over there, it'll be better. Tend to your own garden and attract, you know, there's this saying about butterflies. Instead of chasing the butterflies, build your own beautiful garden so that the butterflies come to you. Tend to your own garden is what I'm hearing. I guess that's what you needed to hear from this deck, but I'm still going to take a card. We have resolving conflict, and look at this. We see this feminine energy sending love and light to that person in darkness. So, you know, that's another point of advice for you. That if you're not feeling resentful and hateful, you know, towards this person, because I see it in my comment section, send this person love and light. You don't actually have to reach out to them. You don't actually have to call them. You can send them your love and light, your energy. I feel like you were meant to help this person resolve conflicts within themselves, some of these layers of wounding. This is such a reading. So let's see what you need to hear out of this deck. We have maturity, so it feels like self-respect. So respect yourself enough to walk away if it's not working or if you're being mistreated. But also, you know, your advice is to work on yourself right now, your own maturity. And I feel like this person needs to mature too. Most twin flames all twin flames come together before they're meant to. I've never heard of twin flames that come together and like instantly it's happily ever after. I've never heard of that. That's never happened. And if someone's saying that happened, that's probably not their twin flame. That's probably a soulmate. Twin flames, you come together when you're very immature, and I'm not talking about age, but you come together and it triggers the healing. It triggers you both going within hermit energy. So it feels like you and this person were meant to come back together after you matured, is what I'm hearing. Let's get another one. We have worthiness. We have worthiness. And look, we have the gardener. So work on your own garden so that this gardener comes to you, you know? Does that make sense? It makes sense to me. But here, worthiness, that's a very important lesson for the divine feminine, is to know their worth. And if their divine masculine doesn't see their worth, the divine feminine is supposed to detach. Until you know your worth, this is your mirror, right? We see this reflection. This is such a reading. Until you see your worth and know your worth, how do you think this person is going to see your worth? I'm triggering people. I can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel it. And we have emotional freedom. So I feel like, you know, by knowing your own worthiness, you're actually freeing yourself emotionally, is what I'm hearing. Because you can emotionally burn yourself out trying to convince someone of your own worth. So if you're having to convince this person of your worth, or you were, then it's time to free yourself. You know, again, if you can't see your worth, and this is your counterpart, your mirror, how are they going to see your worth? And I know that this sounds like I just heard some fucked up shit. I can't say it. YouTube gets angry at me when I swear too much. But I know this sounds like some hippy dippy woohoo or whatever. But I speak the truth when it comes to counterparts. So what I'm saying, like, I know it sounds crazy, but if you want this person to see your worth, you need to see your worth, you know? Anyway, again, tend to your own garden so that you can attract this gardener in, you know? You want your garden to be so beautiful, big and beautiful. I don't know why I'm hearing big and beautiful. And irresistible, that this gardener can't help but knock on your door and say, hey, can I tend to your garden? That sounds really dirty. But anyway, you get the point. You get the point. You get the point. So I'm going to leave it here. No, channeled messages. Let's get twin flame. Where's my twin flame ones? Let's just get a few twin flame messages for you. We'll just get a few. I won't go over. I have 6 minutes left on this recording. And I also have a plumber coming. I learned a very valuable lesson. And you guys tried to warn me. I hired someone who was taking advantage. I hired someone, maybe they weren't taking advantage, but they weren't doing what I hired them to do, and they created a mess in my house. And because I was lacking divine masculine energy within me, I was really lacking that divine masculine energy within me. I knew that I was being taken for a ride. Everything in me, my intuition was like, something is off with this person. It took me 2.5 weeks to fire that person. And as soon as I fired them, I felt so much better. But I have someone else coming to fix the problem. So I only have a limited amount of time before that person is here. And then next week, I'm going to have workers in my house all week. I know I said that before, but that guy was barely here. Like I don't know why I'm telling you this. I hired this person to do plumbing and other work in my house. And they wouldn't show up until like 1 PM, and then they'd stay for an hour and they'd leave. It was just like completely inconsistent. And the whole time I was like, why is this happening to me? And my intuition was like, because you're letting it. Like, this person is not doing their job. They're not doing what you hired them to do. They're messing you around. They're inconsistent. They're not coming when they're supposed to come. You have the power to fire them. Anyway, I tried to give them a chance. I gave them many chances. But Again, know your own worth, you know? The universe will send you lessons in other people, like that person for me and my commenters. The universe will send you lessons in other forms. Anyway, I don't even know why I'm telling you all this. I guess my point is I said I was going to disappear for a week before, but then that guy was so inconsistent that I could still work around his schedule because he was barely working. But next week I have a team of people who are coming into my room here, and they are going to be working like every day, all day. So I definitely will not be around like this next week. So I'll probably be in my vehicle next week for sure. But let's have a look what your person wants to say. Self-love. Gemini. Spirit's telling me to take that one that I saw. And we have insecurities and Virgo. So Virgo and Gemini coming out. Unsure, insecurities, unsure of who and where they are at in life, wears a mask to hide their true feelings in fear of rejection, constantly covers up who they are in fear of what others may think of them. And I just have to point out that their actions towards you to take that mask off and to be authentic. If you really knew who I was and how I felt, you may not love me anymore. I'm afraid you'll reject me if I show you who I really am. And again, their actions are to show you who they truly are. Not in a bad way. Fateful encounter, impossible to avoid, big impact on future, questions your belief systems, important life-altering event. The moment I laid eyes on you, I knew. I can't explain how I felt, but I knew I was meant to find you. I have such a mess happening here on my table. Gemini. Froggy in my throat. I wasn't always there when you needed me the most. Instead of trying to comfort you, I would jump ship because I couldn't deal with my own emotions, let alone yours. So this could have been someone who was very uncomfortable with emotions, which is someone who's lacking feminine energy. They're lacking compassion. So when those emotions in themselves come up, they're very uncomfortable with it. But to see someone else be emotional, it's like, do you ever like on TV shows when, not like reality TV shows, some, but like sometimes on TV shows, they'll put in like these little joke things on like funny TV shows where, oh, you're crying? I can't handle that. I can't handle that crying. They'll like have a masculine like, oh no, don't cry. I can't handle that. We have tumultuous lives, gets in trouble in various ways, plagued by depression and addictions, unstable childhood, very difficult time loving themselves and others, and this could be both of you. This doesn't just have to be your person. It feels like both of you have had tumultuous lives or have had an unstable childhood or had a very difficult time loving yourself. We have experienced so many similar things in our lives. I always thought I was the only one to have these experiences. I take comfort in knowing that you truly understand me, and I have 1 minute. I better hurry. Self-love, learning to forgive oneself and others, healing their inner child with shadow work. That's what your person is doing right now. Recognizing the triggers that have affected them from moving forward. That's what they're doing right now. I feel like I'm on high speed. I've been working on my self-worth and I'm recognizing the issues that have been holding me back. Page of Swords. I'm trying to heal myself by loving myself first. Whoops, there we go. So anyway, I really am going to end it here, but I am sending you lots of love and light, and I will see you soon, my friend. Bye.